I must have hit the live button. And of course, I'm not quite ready. Let's see. No, okay, it's not upside down. So welcome, everyone. Let me just kind of swing that back. Maureen, we got in the die from Taylor, and I have to ask you if I owe you another die. So I will be giving you a call shortly. So we're going to do a little bit with alcohol inks, a little bit with distress inks. I'm going to try a couple things and create some background papers, which then tonight I can put together and make some cards. I don't know if I told you guys, but this is my favorite time of the year. And leaves and fall and all the beautiful colors. So I went around and I rounded up some great dies that we have. And I thought, you know what I'm going to do today, since it's winging it, I'm going to make some backgrounds and use these dies and create some cards and show you what I make on Saturday. So we'll wait for a couple more people to sign on, and I do have show and tell. So let me just get my other things together while we're waiting. So forgive me, I'm just lining everything up. Lori, yeah, I'm going to need one of all those, whatever you're doing.
Oh, okay.
So I can show, but I'm going to do some demo first. Okay, let me go get a spray water bottle and get my heat gun set up, and I think that will be good to go. Okay, so I've been kind of trying to clear off the back table a little bit, both in the back of the store and in kind of the way back. And so as I was putting things away, I was like coming across like all these beautiful leaves. And I thought, oh my gosh, you know, I need to kind of showcase them. So these are some of the leaf dies that I thought I would use. This is the leaf that's a die cut and embossing folder all in one. And I came across this. This is beautiful, the skeleton type leaves. This one I can't wait to use. This is one of my new favorite leaves. And this one is one of those dies that will cut out the paper but not cut the leaf out. So you create a background with it. Like you'll put something underneath as shown as in this design. So my favorite things to use are alcohol inks, because the colors are so vibrant. I mean, amazingly. So what I did is just grab some alcohol inks, kind of my favorite color palette. And I have the blower from Tim to help move the colors. I'm not doing any fancy technique or anything like that. I'm just laying out on this side because I go in this direction. I'm just going to do color palettes because I'm going to cut the leaves out. I mean, I'm just kind of creating background papers. So I'm not planning anything. It is what it is. So let me see. I took a bunch of kind of fall colors. And you can see this is rust. Some of the older colors are actually my favorites. This one is butterscotch. Let's throw some. Yeah, yeah, Stamp Camp. I'm thinking about it. No, I am thinking about it. I'm actually planning it in my head. And actually tonight I'm going to start working on some of the samples. So we're going to have Stamp Camp at the end of October and beginning of November. So see how the blower just kind of moves the color. And here's some butterscotch again. I'm going to fill this all up because, like I said, I'm just going to die cut a bunch of leaves. And one of my favorite greens is Meadow. And just kind of use my blower just to kind of mix some of those. And adding a couple drops of the blending solution. You'll see what happens when you add the blending solution. Kind of dilutes the color, and you can actually then move it even more so. I'm going to try to get as much of the white. I want to have a little bit of white in case I want to die cut something. So I'm just going to leave this. So this was kind of a palette of reds and oranges. And I'm using the synthetic Evo paper. So we have Yupo paper and we have the Evo. You know, it's half of one, half another. We used it in our alcoholing class, and both worked extremely well. I didn't find one worked better than the other. On this one, I decided that I wanted a little bit of turquoise, because sometimes you find that in those leaves. And as you can see, I'm just kind of like adding colors. So the kind of cool thing that will happen is, you know, we have this great paper background, and I can never duplicate it. So even if I tried to make it exactly the same to show you what I started with and what we're ending up with, that's not going to happen. Because, you know, as you can see, I'm just kind of randomly just adding colors. Okay, love that one. And we'll do one more. And this time I have this is the Valencia. And let's go ahead and kind of mix this, see what's going to happen. I need some red in there. I don't know if you guys do anything with alcohol inks, or is it one of those type of things that you have it and you forget to pull it out? And when we did a class last month using alcohol inks, a lot of ours were like, oh gosh, we hadn't opened it probably because of the virus and everything. We haven't used them in a long time, and you kind of forget about it. Now, I don't know what this is going to do, but we're going to put stream in there. We'll put it off to the side because if I don't really like it. And that's such a dark color. Let's put a drop of that. And it kind of made it brown, so that'll be cool. And maybe we'll add some. This is a really ugly one, but this one will probably be the best one when I go to die cut it. And that's the same thing when you make backgrounds and such. You just never know what you're going to get, but if you use it as a base and work off of, you can create something beautiful. In the end, like, you just don't know. So I will call this one, when I put this together, the ugly one with that blue in there, and we'll see what we end up getting. This kind of, you can see what's going to happen now. Move that out. Okay, so we have a variety of different backgrounds done with alcohol inks, and we will set these to the side, and they may dry in time that I can actually die cut something at the end of our Facebook. So I'm going to put these off to the side because I'm going to make a bunch of, since I got everything out, I'm going to create a bunch of other backgrounds so that we can use them. I really want to do one with purple, and I think I grabbed that blue instead of the purple. So the other background I'm just going to show you really quickly is just done with Distress inks. I tend to like the Distress inks, and I say that. The colors are bolder than the oxides. Oxides are easier to blend. And I'll probably do an oxide at home. And I have yet to use these dome applicators, so this has given me an opportunity to do to use them. And let me just grab a piece of cardstock. And once again, I'm just going to be inking. One of the things, my pads are probably super, super dry. But one of the things, I don't know if you can see, I'm really pressing hard in order to get that ink. So it's not like, oh, you know, no, really. I mean, if you can see my fingers, I'm just really trying to get as much ink on there. We'll save that yellow for yellows. I have barn door. And I'm just actually just making a random background. Because I'm using reds, I don't care. I'll just go into the next red. Well, this is candy apple, definitely like a brighter of the reds. I'm going to put that right lid back on. I'm going to use scattered straw. Now I'll use my yellow. And this is where I'm going to kind of start overlapping and trying to blend all those colors together. So you can kind of see where they're blending. This definitely like takes more time, you know, just getting those colors right. And it's, you know, I probably don't have all the colors I want to use. Let's see, let me put some of this green in, crushed olive. I usually use peel paint, but this happened to be on top. Oh, this is pretty. Kind of overlapping them. And my last color that I have is going to be brown. And I had 4. Oh, here's my brush corduroy. And this is by no means done. I'm going to actually finish this up after. I might concentrate on this end over here so that, oh, this is a really, really dry pad. Let's see, I think I need some orange and some other colors in here. The thing is, I can go and I can layer. I can go and layer colors on here. You can also, on this end, this still needs like a lot of blending. I'm going to grab colors from the back later. But I do want a lot of those reds, because that's those reds and those burgundies. When you get those in the trees, that's like one of my favorite. Get a little bit of orange in there. I think I need a little bit of a brighter green, but one of the things I wanted to show you is you can add water to this and kind of get like a background, like a watermark. So I'm just kind of gonna flick some water on here. Probably should cover up my pads first. Move those off to the side. So I'm just flicking water, and you can see those water droplet marks. Those will look cool in the leaves. You can heat set it. You can go back and add more color on top. So it's all about, like, you know, don't plan on it being like one particular way. You're not going to get, you know, if you're trying to achieve something exact, it's not going to happen. I really do like those dome. I'm finding I don't get that circle. And let me just show you you can go on top of those water droplets, and it darkens, kind of changes the look. So we'll set this one to the side, and this is one that I'll continue to work on. Oh, here I found some rust. With this with my brown. This is Rusty Hinge, and that'll be like a nice addition to this color palette that I'm doing. Okay, so we'll see what I end up making on Saturday. So you guys have to come back and see what we have. When you're doing this and mixing all these colors, do yourself a favor and take the time and make sure barn door is barn door. I don't know how many times we've gone and like, whoops, somebody put the wrong lid on. This is still a little bit wet, if you can see. You have to wait for that to dry completely. Let's see if I heat set it. I don't want to go too close because we are using a synthetic paper. This is the ugly one. Let's see if this will dry so we can die cut something before you guys sign off. So we'll set those to the side and we'll see what I create over the next couple days with those. So in the meantime, let's do some show and tell. Let's see what came in. We have a beautiful paper palette from P13, and the colors are just beautiful. This is their fall. P13 is from Poland. We have their 6x6 pad. We do have their 12x12. And they're double-sided, and look at the background of those. And these you can use, you know, and cut these apart. Beautiful for card making, scrapbooking, whatever you choose. And we also have in the single sheets. So this kind of wreath background, and you know, a lot of times when I select paper, I kind of choose it for the background rather than the main page. But look at these. Aren't these beautiful for like fall and background and inking these up? Let me see. I think there's a couple more of the papers. That beautiful gold. This we have, this is from Prima, and you can see the foil in these are just gorgeous. And back to P13, and these you can use on your card fronts and your layouts, and look at those beautiful colors. One of the things, actually I'm going to go back to using the ink pads. I had these beautiful papers from, I just kind of went through the store and grabbed these papers, and they're just beautiful fall, fallish colors and kind of vintagey papers. But this paper is from, oh gosh, now I can't think of the name, but it's a really heavy cardstock, and I just wanted to show you that because I definitely wanted to die cut some of these. I'm just going to kind of randomly put my ink pads on my craft sheet. It's kind of a bright color, so I don't want too much of that. Let's see where that green is. And then just mist it with water. And what I wanted to do is just kind of pull up some of these colors that I'll use as a background piece. So it's another way to make a really fast background by using your craft sheet. And you can go back and you see those little splatters. And it's not watercolor paper, but it's a really super heavy cardstock. And so this, I mean, look what a beautiful background that is. But I'm going to make some others after, and I'll die cut them. Okay, so let's back to see what else we got. We have Welcome Autumn from Cartabella. We love Cartabella paper. They have that nice texture to it. We do have some of these in 12 by 12, but we have their paper pack collections. And then we have a Christmas, the Romantic Collection Christmas from Stamperia, and we have some of their smaller little packs came in. I think they're 8 by 8. And not that we want to think about it, but it's available now, and once it's gone, like everything else, it's going to be gone. We got Welcome Winter, another paper from Cartabella, and those beautiful deep greens and that beautiful blue. So we have these in 12 by 12 papers, and we also have paper packs. We have a new release, 2 new releases. See, this is why you wear an apron. I don't want to get ink on the stuff. Let me move some of this away. We have a new release from Sugar Peas. Some of these are, a couple of these might be older ones. And this is another small little company that has some of the most adorable images. So this is a new one. It's actually old, but last year we never got it. It's Gnome for the Christmas, and they're little sweet gnomes. Their new release is this adorable, they're called Coffee Cuties, and they make a coffee pot and a mug and a cup, and we'll be doing a class using this, but they're all die cuts, and to go along with that, they have the coffee, latte, and espresso die cuts, the shadow and the words, and all these little sentiments that are cute on the card. So this will be an upcoming class, but Maureen, I'm thinking of you because you did that beautiful bee collection. This would be a cute little, gift assortment, making cards and putting little tea and coffee and, so on and so forth together for somebody. So that's sugar peas. This one we had last year. I brought it back in because it's a nice bold sentiment stamp set for fall. And little bears. And we did a class with these last year and they did really well, and we sold out, so we brought a couple of these back. They have a new Bookmark Die, and these are books. So when you die cut them, they'll stack, and this is also a book. And this was in a prior release, but we brought it back in. So there's some nice sentiments that actually can go along with this bookmark. So another idea, for gift making and such, a bookmark in a book. They have a new kind of home theme, and this is a front door, and then there's different wreaths and trees that you can put around the front door. The home saying, we have the home word die. And here they have, the little, you can put a pumpkin, a cat, and they have the fall and winter little decorations, and I'm sure they're going to add on to this. And this one is kind of hard to see, so I copied one of their samples. This is a front door die, so you can see you can make it the stained glass door. You have that option. You can just do the windows of the door, different arches that you can use to create a variety of different door fronts. And the cool thing with this die, this is the, I think this is the front door. And if you can see, this side is low and these are high. So this door will actually open. So you can put a sentiment inside that front of the card. So whoever you're giving it to can open the front door and get something sweet inside. So those are from Sugar Pea. And this one just came in the door, so Lori entered these into our system, and Jess will put these online when she gets back doing her errands. But these are from Tailored Expressions, and I really love this. It says, have a holly jolly Christmas, and using your ink pads you can do these in different colors and just make a really fast card. Using the sentiment, you can emboss it in white on colored paper, and then you get these little additional images that you can just add to your design. So for people that want to make a simple quick card, this is the way to go. They have the Just Saying Christmas, so all these little sentiments that are individual that will work on all your cards. The Trendy Tree Farm background, and it's just a background stamp, so you can do these, you can color them, in one color, in an ombre look from light green to dark green as you go up the trees, a variety, maybe red and green trees, turquoise and pink, so you have, they're just fun, and they would color really fast because they're small. They have the little critters, so these will fit in all your little windows. They're adorable. There's a little coordinating die that goes with that. The little critters Christmas. These we've had before, but we keep selling out. So especially like these for the masculine cards, we got them back in, and people are always looking for deer for Christmas. So try to remember to get that back in. And a whole, they call this the modern Christmas. So it is a very clean, crisp kind of look. So a variety of different sentiments for those cards. These are the simple strips. So these work with your die just like the simple strip stamps. The dies go over these little markers, and you will cut out all these little strips. These papers, you can also foil. You should put your foil on top, run it through your laminator, and you will foil those, and then the messages will be white. I thought this was a really beautiful, simple little stencil that can be used a lot of different ways. So it's a tree stencil. And this is new. This is the last thing I actually wanted to talk to you. It just came in, so I didn't get a chance to do them. But everybody is doing the layering stencils where you have like 3 or 4 different layers to develop and build up your cards. And this is such a great idea from Taylor. So this is 4 8.5 by 11 stencils. And you start with stencil number 1, lay your first color down, apply 2, 3, and 4. And so you're just using an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And when you're all done, you can kind of see better in this first one where you're going to cut them and quarter them, and they become these 4 different designs, which you can make 4 cards at one time. And I just kind of copied this, printed it, so you can kind of see what you're going to get from doing this stencil project. So you get 4 different backgrounds, 4 cards complete, made at the same time, and voila. Oh, upside down. And you could add, little die cuts and stuff. But I thought this was such a cool idea. And I love when companies do that. Here we get, our 6x6 stencil, and we're doing 1 card at a time. And it's like one of those where you hit your head against the wall, duh, why doesn't somebody do this? And just what a great idea. So we have a few of these in. And so if you're, into the stencils and whatever, I think this is awesome. Totally awesome. And lastly, I just want to talk about Maker Mania. And I know we have some ladies, I see some ladies on here that participated in Maker Mania. And let me just kind of explain again for those of you that are not familiar with it. I belong to a group of store owners across U.S. and Canada. And I think in our group there's 33. And it is an amazing group of women and store owners. And so one day people were throwing ideas back and forth, and they decided, why don't we do, if we all get this bundle of something and we all have to create cards and we offer it to our customers and kind of whatever. And that's kind of how Maker Mania started. And we've just finished our 4th Maker Mania, and it was fantastic. Everybody loved it. In this group, as a store owner, we get this bundle of product, and we have to create 2 projects with it. We tried to make a card project or a layout project, and some people do mixed media, and some do a little bit of home decor or whatever. But in the end, you got this presentation that lasts a weekend, and each store gets 45 minutes to show what they made and a little demonstration how they made it. Everything is videotaped. So you can go back a year from now and watch it over. We all have to make directions, so you can print off directions for each of these, which we all struggle with. It's the worst part of the whole weekend is making these, writing up these directions. But you have that, and you can print those off. But so what I did and you get a bundle of product, and every time it's different. This time was 49th and Market, which is right up my alley. And you never really know what you're going to get. It's a surprise, and it's really not about what you get. The cost is $99, and we kind of figured out it's less, with all the projects and ideas that everybody made, it's less than $1 per project. So you get a phenomenal variety of ideas, projects, and classes, and tips. That's what it's all about, tips and ideas. So I just want to show you what I made using the 49th and Market. What I really try to do is use 1 or 2 sheets of their paper to create cards. And we used their Ephemera Pack. So this was one of the first card I made. And during the demonstration, I showed another version, a little more simplistic. And, because in this one I did more inking, I did sewing actually, I did embossing with glazes, so on and so forth. But how you can take, one card and, a sheet of paper and make some, beautiful projects. This was my other project, and this was my simple version. And every store owner, it was... Everybody hit it out of the ballpark. Oh, I need to reglue this. This was my my layout project. We do some scrapbooking classes here, not a whole lot. We just find that a lot of the scrapbook ladies are kind of independent, or do them in their crops with other friends. And it's not my, I enjoy it. I just don't have time. When I have to choose to make a card or make a layout, I'm going to make a card. So this was my little layout project that I did. And so just to kind of give you an idea, we have Maker Mania 5 is scheduled for the end of February. And we're asking, if you're interested, to sign up now. We, as a store, have to turn in our numbers for the amount of kits that we want to get by Sunday, and it's short notice. And the reason for that is just because of today's environment. The shipping, and you all know, a lot of this product comes from China, and they have Chinese New Year coming up, and shipping has just, been insane. So a lot of the products that we order have to be shipped on that slow boat from China. So literally it takes, I think, a month for that boat to get from China to the port in Los Angeles, and everybody knows what's going on in that port in Los Angeles. So in order for us to have our product in our hands in time for Maker Mania, we have to get our numbers into the manufacturer that is going to be featured for this event. So I will have a little cushion, but I'm not going to have a big cushion. So if it's something that you've been hemming and hawing about, I suggest do it. Jump into it, sign up, and you'll be all set. And I think you'll just be pleasantly surprised. Every Maker Mania has been featured at different, a variety of different companies. It won't be 49th and Market in a time. We just had them. So we'll be featuring another company. As of this point, I don't even know what it is. So for me, it's kind of we'll see, but it's fun. I take it as a challenge. I try to find something different and do something, unique with a product that's giving to us that maybe somebody may not know. And what I did, we actually got a die that had a truck in it. It had a little truck railing on top of it. With that truck railing, I used that with washi tape and created a little fence. So it's kind of fun. It really is. And it's kind of unique, and, to see how different stores interpret what we all get. So enough on Maker Mania. It's online. It's Maker Mania 5, so you can sign up. And let me just show you some of the products that came in. We just got a box from 49th and Market. Rub-ons. If you've used any of their rub-ons, and we've been using and doing a lot of classes with 49th and Market, they have the most amazing rub-ons. And so we just got more collection packs in. And Robin, your packages went out today with the mailman. I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday, but it went out today, so hopefully you'll get it tomorrow. They have Ephemera Packs, and their Ephemera Packs are loaded with different products. You can see what you get inside here. You know, tags and, you know, paper backgrounds, and, you know, just because it's this size doesn't mean you can't cut it down. You can ink them, you can, you know, do whatever. So this is, I think they're in the leaves ephemera pack. So much like goodness in these little packages. This is just, this is an ephemera pack, the butter. We're going to be using, everybody's going to get this in the book that we're going to be doing, the fall book. So this is one of their ephemera packs. And this is a limited edition, and not everybody will have this, but this was made for Maker Mania, and these rub-ons are just spectacular. Look at those, and the colors. I mean, if you guys remember rub-ons from years ago, they've come a long way. At least 49th and Market rub-ons have come a long way. So that's it for my show and tell. I don't know if anybody has any questions. I'll just wait a second. And while you're looking at questions, let me just check to see if my... This is my ugly one. Let me see. Let me grab a... I want to make sure. I'm hoping that these are wet, but this is going to be my die anyways. So let's see what happens with this ugly. Oh, it's not really that ugly. Let's see. Try to get as many leaves in here as I can. That's kind of... We'll die cut this one so we can see what we end up coming up with. Let's see if we can get 4 of them on this sheet. Okay, I think we fit 4. I'm going to just take this over to the die cut machine, and let's see what we get. That looks pretty good. Oh, no, I think I need a shim. Hold on one second. Because we are cutting through that that paper. It's more like a plastic. It's not a cardstock. Oh, some of it's not cutting through. Maybe this one. At least I can get one of the leaves off for you to see. I'll go back and recut the other ones, but just so you can see kind of what this looks like. But look at that leaf. Not so ugly anymore. I'll just run it again. Let me just kind of show you. Look at that. So now you're going to have to come back on Saturday to see what I do with them. So everyone have a great rest of the week, and hopefully I'll see you Saturday. Take care. Thanks for joining me.